What is up, everyone? This is Kyle from the TF Review. Today we're going to be taking a look at LEGO Ideas, formerly Kuso, now Ideas, set 007. This is the Exo-Suit. Its formal set code is 21109, and it has 321 pieces. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy this review. So once we gone ahead and cracked open that nice looking box, we see the instruction manual. This is your typical kind of LEGO Ideas / Kuso instruction manual. It's a bit thick, it's more of a book. And when you go ahead and open it up, it tells you about the designer, whose name is Peter Reid. And it tells a story about how Peter had to work kind of closely with Mark Stafford, who's the LEGO designer, to create the Exo-Suit. I guess there were a lot of modifications from the original design into what eventually became this set. And continuing through the book, it gives you another little story about Pete and Eve, which are the male and female characters that you get with the set. And it gives you some inspiration. And, of course, finishes the story. There's a nice little piece of artwork right here. It says, "Picture for inspiration only. Model cannot be built from the pieces in this set." I think it's referring to the backgrounds and whatever. And then it kind of goes on and continues and gives it the same information in multiple different languages, which is, you know, great if you're an international person. Then you continue on to the instruction manual, which is just like your average LEGO instruction manual, except it's a little bit smaller. You're kind of having to deal with 2 steps per page instead of like 4 or 6. So you're having to do a lot of page flipping. And once you've worked your way through all 80 pages, you are finally left with this, the Exo-Suit. Now, this set in total does come with 2 minifigures. Their names are Pete and Eve. And let's go ahead and let's take a closer look at these guys. So here we can go ahead and get a closer look at Pete and Eve. As you can see, they are your traditional classic LEGO Spacemen, but they are a little bit different in that they do have newer style helmets, and they're actually green. This is the first time we have ever gotten green LEGO Spaceman, which is kind of cruel of LEGO to do because, you know, these are gonna be some highly sought after figures in the line. But they are very nice, and they are here. You have 1 man and 1 woman. There's no printing on the back of their heads, unfortunately. But what you kind of see is what you get. Green spacemen. So they do have a lot of novelty value, which is great. And I think all of the people who are nostalgic about classic LEGO space will really dig these figures. And here's just a quick look at the back of the figures for those of you who are interested in the back of the figures. They do have their little just retro, traditional space packs. And that's not the only accessory you get with this set. You also get this little, kind of a home base, which comes with 2 barrels. These barrels can peg in right into the center, or you can stack them, do whatever you want with them. And this can kind of serve as a base for whichever figure is not currently in the mech suit, whether it be the man or the woman. They can just kind of hang out right here with the other accessory, which is the space turtle. Now, the space turtle was also designed by the same person who designed the mech suit originally. And it's really, really cute and really, really small. I love this build. It was so fun to put together. It's not fragile. It's a solid little piece of LEGO that's just quality and awesome. On top of him, he does have 2 little turret cannons. You do have to orient them every now and then. And he's got head articulation, leg articulation, little tail articulation. The turret can spin back and forth. And overall, it's just a great little piece of design. Now, as a fan of Legos, I always appreciate people who do their own designs. But I always find the very, very small ones, like the little turtle, to be my absolute favorite. I think the way you can utilize so many small pieces to create so many different things is just awesome. And this is no exception. This is a perfect display of very, very ingenious LEGO ingenuity. So, kudos. I actually really like this guy. I don't know why. I almost like him more than the mech suit himself. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at the Exo-Suit. So here it is, at long last, the Exo-Suit. This is sort of accumulation of a lot of building, a lot of design work, and overall a lot of just creative ingenuity from LEGO, the designer, the staff. And it's just quite a complex piece, as you can't tell. It's very, very finicky. It's not like, you know, something you buy from Hasbro where it's just a solid piece. Obviously, this is comprised of over 300 different little pieces, so you do have to be careful when you're handling it because, you know, pieces do pop off quite easily. But as long as you're careful, this is really, really a nice display piece and kind of fun to play with. Now, for articulation, this guy has a ton. His arms can move in and out, and he does have these little shoulder panels in case you move the arm in a different direction. Works really well at covering the inner workings up. His arm can move forward and back. The hand can swivel, and each finger is posable. Again, you do have to be careful. This hand does pop off just rather easy. Same with this one. No wasted articulation, of course. The legs are on large ball joints, and they are on double joints. As you can see, it's really, these legs are really kind of hard to pose. You have to learn to work with them before you can start doing anything intricate. As you can see, it's double jointed, the top joint. It's on sort of a ball joint that's kind of railed to move forward and back. And then, of course, you have these ball joints at the feet, which are also kind of loose, but not quite as loose as the hip joints. But luckily, the set is light enough for it to stand on its own, so I am not too worried about that. Moving down, the feet can move left and right, and that's basically it for the articulation. Now, let's say you want to take this bad boy for a spin. Well, you can certainly do that. We're going to take Pete over here, and we're going to put him in. And how you achieve that is by just raising this little bar. It is a little bit fragile, so it can pop off, so you want to be careful. Kind of orient his arms so they're facing forward just a little bit, and you just slide him right in. Now, you do want to watch from the side to make sure he slides all the way in, otherwise it's not going to close. And you can close the roof. And now we are fully engaged. We are mech activated. We are ready to roll, and we are ready to kill some aliens or explore stuff or do whatever LEGO does with their mechs. And just to take a look at some of the detail going on here, because there is a lot. The back does have these rim pieces. Ooh, kind of out of line. The back has these rim pieces, which are used really ingeniously. You also have this tube, which is a single tube that goes all the way down. And in his leg, you also have torch pieces, which are used in the back. Now, for a quick size comparison, let's go ahead and stand him up to another recent LEGO mech release, which I also very much so adore. And that is, of course, Metalbeard. You can see they are actually very similar in size, almost identical in weight. Yeah, they're almost identical in weight. I think they look awesome together, and kind of making them fight looks really fun. And that overall does it for this review of the LEGO Exo-Suit. I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite LEGO sets in recent years. Though the build itself is actually kind of tricky. If you're not patient, you won't enjoy it. Because there's so many small pieces, even sorting the pieces is kind of like, it's a little bit more tricky because it's just small polybags, small pieces. You're doing a lot of digging. But if you are patient and if you appreciate various LEGO design, and if you love the space line in general, you will definitely love this set. If you're able to find them for the retail price of $34.99, I highly recommend picking up this set because it is a must-have. That does it for this review. Thanks for watching. Look for a full gallery of images at the link below on my Facebook page, The TF Review. And you can also follow me on Twitter at The TF Review. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.